MSNBC promotes dangerous election misinformation, the big lie. They've created their own, and we're calling them out on it because we would never do that. Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots are. We remain happy, not just because Trump is ahead, because our happiness is not conditional. I'll be happy no matter who wins, as long as I can have my patriots by my side, which I trust a lot. Here's CNN falling apart.
With these early numbers, never mind the polls, I would rather be Trump.
Those are commentators, Democrat commentators, saying they'd rather be Trump in this election than Kamala Harris.
Paulo, I go back and forth. People push me. It's not that I'm uninformed. I have the most informed opinion.
Humble.
I spend too much time studying the data. I don't know who's going to win. If you'd asked me 2 weeks ago, I would have said I'd rather be her, politically speaking, and more recently, I'd rather be him, politically speaking.
That's CNN Democrat analysis saying he'd rather be Trump than Harris right now. That'll tell you what you need to know. The Democrats are telling you Trump's going to win.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a bunch of actually mini January 6th in the state certifications.
Yep. And that's another way the Democrats are telling you that Trump is winning, because they're going insane with their weirdo conspiracy theories, projecting onto Republicans what every Democrat knows they're going to do after the election if Trump wins.
But then Donald Trump is not the president right now. And never forget, he went to the East Room of the White House on election night, declared victory like some authoritarian dictator from the people's house.
There's the dictator word. Okay. I think that's fair. I think we're going to see who acts like the dictator on election night this year.
I think Mark Elias has laid it out very well, and it's really good to see that the Democratic Party, the campaign, and third-party organizations out there in the democracy space have got lawyers geared up and ready to go.
Steale there is saying that he loves that the Democrat side has their lawyers. Trump has thousands of lawyers already working, and congressmen working to make sure that this vote works out. Sure, I'm only saying he's not being weird in saying that they need to get lawyers involved with this election. Or is that the big lie?
To your point, Alicia, it is a very important and unfortunate shift in our politics. The lying and the on-ground cheating has already started. We've seen it. It has the official patina of legislative action like we see in Georgia.
Lying and cheating? Wow, this guy's really conspiratorial. I'm surprised they'd keep his channel up given what he's proposing. And then he says has the patina of being in Georgia. Well, there goes their respect for the People's Congress that she mentioned earlier.
But that's part of their steal and their lie about this election. So
the election is being stolen. There's MSNBC said it. The big steal, it's already in progress, he says. This is a conspiracy. This is them projecting, frankly. And now I only want to know, if I accuse them of stealing an election, will I be allowed to keep saying that with free speech? Or is that misinformation? Because if it's misinformation, shouldn't we be going after MSNBC right now for this kind of misinformation, that parties are cheating and lying at the election level?
Overwhelm the ballot with your vote, baby. They can't top that.
Yeah, there's another phrase for that called too big to rig. If it's not big enough, they can't cheat. Remember those words? He just said the same thing. How come he gets to say it?
You've said that Trump has a special connection with the people of
100%.
Pennsylvania.
That's Fetterman telling the truth.
What is it that you see that he appeals to in your state?
There's a difference between not understanding, but also acknowledging that it exists. And anybody spends time driving around and you can see the intensity. It's astonishing.
Smoke good. Fetterman is coming around. He actually, it's not that he's a Trump fan. He's just telling you, this is a Democrat telling you facts on the ground in Pennsylvania, that it is astonishing the excitement and support for Trump. It's knocking him back.
I was doing an event in Indiana County, very, very red, and there was a superstore of Trump stuff, and it was 100 feet long, and it was dozens of T-shirts and hats and bumper stickers and all kinds. I mean, it's like, where does this all come from? I mean, it was almost like Taylor Swift kind of swag.
It's like Taylor Swift swag, only Taylor Swift only shows up for about 15 seconds for Kamala Harris, and then she's gone. This swag is huge. Trump is a brand. MAGA is a brand. It's the only exciting thing happening really on the Republican side of the docket, and it's not happening over in Kamala Harris land. She has no golden tennis shoes to sell.
It's like of everything. It wasn't just a sign. It's the kinds of thing that has taken on its own life on that.
It's taken on its own life because enthusiasm for Trump is real and we can feel it. Part of it is what Biden, Harris have done over the last 4 years, but part of it really is like America wants hope in something that's going to move things from where they're at now. And more of the same inspires no excitement. How can it?
It's like something very special exists there, and that doesn't mean that I admire it. It's just like it's real.
Oh, you admire it. And yes, it's also real. Unlike everything with Kamala Harris, which is fake.
You have Musk is now joining him. I mean, to a lot of people, I mean, that's like, hey, that's Tony Stark.
He's like admitting defeat. He's just sitting there baffled, going, how did they get Elon Musk?
That's the world's richest guy. And he's obviously and undeniably, he's a brilliant guy. And he's saying, hey, that's my guy for president. That's going to really matter.
He's a brilliant guy. And he's for Trump. How do you explain that when only ignorant, unwashed, dumb people are for Trump? The smartest, richest man in the world, one of the most successful businessmen, the guy who's putting rockets to Mars is for Trump.
You've alluded to the fact that people see Elon Musk as Iron Man, Tony Stark. What do you see as the union of these two people? Like, what do you think it does?
I was alarmed, but I was truly alarmed about that when he started showing up.
The weirdest thing about Elon Musk's endorsement of Trump is that he is fully doing his own events, paid for by himself in Pennsylvania, live meetings. He's about as involved as any campaign endorsement I've ever seen in my life. You got to compare it to Taylor Swift, which just did a little, she just left a waft, you know, she sprayed a little bit out in the air that she was for Kamala Harris. Most celebrities, that's all they do is a little tiny, I'm for Kamala, and that's it. Elon Musk is on the ground every night, putting his own money in, enthusiastically articulating arguments for why it has to be Trump. Compare that to the recent Beyonce that showed up, I think it was yesterday, at a Kamala Harris rally in Houston, Texas. People waited 12 hours to see her. She didn't even sing. She spent about 15 seconds saying she endorsed Kamala Harris. And that's all you'll see of Beyonce.
I mean, I've been there, not at that rally, but when they were having the AI conference in Washington, he showed up at my building at Russell, and senators were like, ooh, they were like, you know, like, I got to have 2 minutes, you know, please, whatever. So
those are senators of both party are excited about Elon Musk. That's what's so great about Trump's team. He didn't just load it up with a bunch of conservative Republicans, which I like. I like my conservative Republicans, but he gets Tulsi Gabbard. He converted her into a Republican. He gets RFK Jr. He converted him into his administration. He gets Elon Musk, remember, who last time voted for Biden. What happened in 4 years to sober up Elon Musk? He saw what the administrative state is going to do to all of his businesses and his dreams. They're going to throw him in prison for free speech over X. He knows what's coming. You know what makes Elon Musk so enthusiastic? He knows the stakes.
So if senators are all like, you know, like, then can you imagine what, you know, voters in Scranton or all across Pennsylvania be like, you know, in some sense, he's a bigger star than Trump is.
Oh, what a burn on Trump. I hope Trump isn't staying up all night going, what do you mean Elon Musk is a bigger star? But it is true that Elon Musk will reach more people. More people care about a billionaire genius than care about one party's Republican. That is, Trump probably appeals to half of America, the right half, but everyone respects Elon Musk just on what he's done. What do you guys think in the comments below? Was Elon Musk a good idea or a bad idea? And my other theory, do you think Fetterman will eventually convert to the Republican Party?
You know, everything's changed since I was first wearing a MAGA hat. You would walk around, you get a lot of discrimination, and now you get a lot of praise and thank you from other Americans.
I'm Doug, in exile.